Okay, we are live on YouTube. Start streaming on Rumble. Start up the music. And good morning. Hello. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for interesting and important happenings, but to possibly answer questions you don't know you had. The sources of our information come from the website onthisday.com and the smart device applications Historical Calendar and Today in History. For links to these sources and anything else potentially interesting, please check the underbar of the description below, and all links gathered throughout the show will appear post-live stream as per usual. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander.
English Refuge.
And you are you, viewer. Thank you so much for coming and joining us, whether you're watching live or at some point later on in the future. You know, whatever that word has to people. I don't know. Anyway, today is Tears' Day, aka Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. So, Sir King, would you care to start us off at the year 311?
Yeah. 311, Saint Miltiades begins his reign as the Catholic Pope.
Ah, we have another Pope Day here. And it's not because, like, you know, we care about the papacy, which we absolutely do not, but this is just the earliest, you know, thing in history that we have, so we always start with the beginning, right? You know? But we got another 626, so another stitch. Here we go.
626 incident at Wanyu Gate. Prince Li Shimin ambushes and kills his rivals, the brothers Li Guangji and Li Zhuangzhen, sons of Emperor Gazo. He then forces the emperor to name him as successor to the throne.
Wow. That
Sibling rivalry. Ooh.
Could you imagine, like, having two of your kids kill, like, another one, and then they come to you like, hey, we killed your son / our brother, name us the successor. Like, yeah, because you'll be killed too if you don't.
There shall be only one.
That's a real Game of Thrones right there.
Oh, Highlander.
Yeah.
Alright, it's, yeah, 706 there.
763. No, 763.
It's on the script.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. 763. Yak's Pack, First Dawn, 16th and last ruler of the Maya Kinch Yak Kukuk Mo dynasty, ascends to the thrones of Kopian after death of his father Smokeshell, sweet name, rules till 820.
Smokeshell, that is a pretty cool name.
That's like 60 years he ruled.
763 to 820, it's 37 years?
Oh yeah, 30.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, well, 60,
Wait,
actually
50.
No, 50, yeah, you're right. I can't math.
57?
So let's see here. 820 minus, what was this? 763? 763. 57 years.
Yep.
So yeah, you were closer.
Just about.
Yep.
It's
Moving on up
rule.
to 1214 here, we have the siege of the siege of Rocheux au Moine ended, part of King John of England's attempt to reclaim Normandy from France. And I have here as well Battle of La Roche aux Moines in Angers, part of King John of England's attempt to reclaim Normandy from France. So, now wait a minute. That's weird. You have it on the script too, so you can see it. There's Roche aux Moines and then Roche aux Mines. But I think that has to be the same ones. Or Battle of... Well, it's a siege and a battle. That has to be the same thing, but they're spelled differently. That's weird. So, doing a pretty significant time jump here from 1214 to 1505. After encounter with a violent thunderstorm, Martin Luther declared that he will become a monk. And would that be the beginning of his reforms and all that stuff? Martin Luther, Lutheranism? Like, created his own religion through divine prophecy, maybe?
A storm so bad. Right?
Yeah, well, it didn't even say it was a violent... Just, oh, yeah, it says violent thunderstorm, so yeah.
Yeah, violent thunderstorm.
Huh. Well, I mean, we were talking about Tesla earlier before recording, and he was born during a thunderstorm. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Actually, let me look it up here. Tesla's mom quotes thunderstorm. She said something about like it being an omen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's something else. These are his quotes. Well, anyway.
Father electricity, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something to do with like him being a very powerful force, and he went on to do things with electricity. So, anyway, what do we got here in 1679?
1679, Europeans first visit Minnesota and the headwaters of Mississippi, and the expedition led by Daniel Graysoul and Duluth. Duluth, yeah.
Minnesota, don't you know?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
great for fishing.
Ooh, and we got another king. You kings, guys, you guys do some wacky things sometimes.
1687, King James II disbands the English Parliament.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
That's not good.
1698, English engineer Thomas Savery patents the first steam engine. All right.
And thus the beginning of the industrial age begins. But we didn't really have the revolution until what, like the late 1700s, early 1800s? When was the industrial revolution?
1800 sounds right.
Yeah. Industrial revolution. Okay, well, 1760 to 1840. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, well, I mean, like, the cotton gin and all that stuff, that was industry. So, like, most people, like, we just did the misnomer of, like, equating, like, like, turbine engines and all that stuff, which, were a part of the Industrial Revolution, but that was later on, I believe, it seems. But then you got a pretty interesting one here in 1776.
Yeah, another 1776.
You got two of them.
At the Continental Congress, John Dickinson abstains from the votes that declare independence.
So he decided not to vote. So he was taking a step back. Yeah. Well, you got to realize what they were putting at stake. They were literally putting their necks on the chopping block, not just surrendering their status and wealth, and ability to even act, but this is high treason, what they did.
It is treason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very high treason.
Yeah. Huh.
Another 1776, in Continental Congress resolves these united colonies are and of right ought to be free and independent states. That's a sentence there.
Yeah, well, they spoke with a lot more affluence back then. Like,
yeah.
So these united colonies are and of right ought to be free and independent states.
Yeah, you said it a lot better than I did.
Well, I was practicing it in my head, and pretending to be a founding father, speaking to the other people.
Yeah, speak from the chest.
Yeah, say from the chest. Like from what's his face, Kevin Hart's bit about his uncle, who's a real thug.
Yeah, real thug. Say with your chest.
Say it with your chest. Pin the tail on the donkey.
Pin the tail on a donkey.
Pin the tail on this motherfucker. Like, is it his birthday? What does that mean? Anyway, you have a third 1776 here, actually. A lot of things.
Oh, yeah, New Jersey gives the right to vote to all adults who could show a net worth of $50,000.
Yep, so basically, if you had, like, wealth, or not, like, major wealth, but if you had something, like voting used to only be yes for men, but not because of the whole men versus women thing, but because men own property, and most women, like, I'm pretty sure women owned property back then, but not as much. But like,
Basically.
if you own property, then you have the right to vote because you own a piece of these United States. Therefore, you have the right to have a voice in what the government does to you.
Skin in the
And
game.
yeah, yeah,
Because this was
exactly.
before taxes,
Yes.
right? Yeah, this was before taxes.
Well, immediately after the revolution, there were
Income taxes.
yeah, well, income tax, I believe. We were talked about this yesterday. I think we both. You know what? Let's look it up right now. When did U.S. income tax begin? We both said World War One. Oh wow. So, in order to help pay off its war effort for the American Civil War, the United States government imposed its first personal tax income on August 5th, 1861, as part of the Revenue Tax Act of 1861. Tax rates were 3% on income exceeding $600 and less than $10,000, and 5% on income exceeding $10,000. So,
Yeah.
even before both of us agreed, it was a civil war where income tax came in, and of course temporarily. Of course, temporarily. That's how it always is. So, but yeah, let's move on up here. 1787, Marquis de Sade shouted from the Bastille that prisoners are being slaughtered. I mean, yeah, people gotta know. So,
Don't break the law.
yeah. 1798, Marine Police was established by the West India Committee to guard merchant vessels on the River Thames, London, beginning of the world's oldest continuously serving police force. So we spoke about Glasgow, Scotland yesterday, correct? Or the day before? Actually, no, it must have been... No, well... That was... No, that was Sunday.
I don't think we did Scotland yesterday.
No, yeah, no, that was Sunday. We talked about the first modern police force in Glasgow, Scotland, which was under English rule at the time, or actually still is, I think. Yeah, it is.
All I remember is talking about postage.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Like,
we had a lot of postage stuff yesterday.
Postage.
But remember when I played that clip of the IT crowd about the guy stealing the policeman's hat?
Yeah. 9-1.
0118999 65289 911 90513. So, yeah. 1816, the French frigate La Méduse ran aground under incompetent leadership of Viscount of Charmeraye. 400 passengers were evacuated. 150 men and 1 woman were left on La Machine, a poorly provisioned raft. 13 days later, only 15 survivors remain. Inspired Theodore Griff's painting The Raft of Medusa. Wow. So, 150 men and 1 woman. I wonder what happened to that poor woman. Like,
Jesus.
That's...
She was either a very, very sad lady or a very, very, very happy lady.
I think that she just felt what China ended up becoming.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, no, this is the painting here, and that is frightening. Can you imagine just being on like just a straight up like, when people say raft, they mean raft, just a bunch of wood hung together, maybe a mast with a sail if you're lucky. They have a barrel with provisions, it looks like. So this is like a mid-tier raft right here. But still, that's scary.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? 1823, we have Bahia Independence Day, end of Portuguese rule in Brazil, with the final defeat of the Portuguese crown loyalists in the province of Bahia. All right, so happy Independence Day, Bahia. And then you got an interesting one here in 1839.
1839, slaves aboard a Spanish schooner, L.A. Amistad, revolt to secure their freedom while being transported from one Cuban port to another.
All right. So we have. I wonder if they were successful in but where would they go? They wouldn't know how to go back home or anything like that. Like traveling the open ocean would not be in the repertoire of a slave. So.
Imagine that.
Yeah, but we have we've spoken about like various things falling from the sky. Well, here's something
Oh
very
my god.
interesting.
1843, an alligator falls from the sky during a thunderstorm in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh my god. Can
Wow.
you imagine you just out there like, huh, storms are brewing, and freaking an alligator comes down? What the hell? It's a
Yeah,
sign.
it says
It's a
trying
sign
to
from
pick up here,
God.
getting a lot of wind. Flat.
I guess this is a sign from God to move.
Wow, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 1847. Oh,
I'm
sorry.
just imagining things now, like, because you know how they say, like, well, a toothpick can go so fast in a windstorm it can go through a brick wall. Like, imagine that with an alligator.
Oh my God! Imagine like you're sitting in your rec room, and for whatever reason you have it like barricaded, like Bert Gumpner from Tremors movies, and then
Yeah.
like the wind just like throws the alligator through your solid concrete wall like a knife through butter. So it's chomp chomp chomp, and like ah. That would be hysterical.
1847, an envelope bearing the first U.S. 10-cent stamps used still exists today.
Huh.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
All right.
What's
Hey,
it look like?
We got I don't know, but we got another postage article. We can't get away from it.
Article.
Let's see here.
Who is it addressed to?
This is just
Like,
showing me
with the
stamps.
letter.
I know, I'm trying to find the letter. It's just telling me stamp values and everything. Things like this are going to require some digging. Like, I don't know how to
You
specifically
think
search.
that'd be the first thing to pop up? Like, the first letter ever sent.
Envelope bearing the first U.S. postage stamp. Yeah, this is just showing us the postage stamps, not the envelope. Well, here's something. 1903, though. This is way after 1847. Oh. Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to continue us on here. 1850, Benjamin Lane patents a gas mask with a breathing apparatus. We've spoken about various gas mask inventors before and all that stuff. 1862, Lincoln signed an act granting lands for state agricultural colleges. Huh. All right. And we also have the second day of the Battle of Gettysburg during the U.S. Civil War in 1863. So yeah, no, that battle lasted for multiple days. You know, we spoke about it yesterday, the outbreak of it and all that stuff. And how long did the Battle of Gettysburg last? How long did Battle of Gettysburg last? Like, at least 2 days. We know that for sure. Battle of Gettysburg. Okay, so 3 days. Between July 1st and July 3rd in 1863, in and around Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. All right. So there we go. 1865, one-time Methodist Reformed Church minister William Booth and his wife Catherine Booth were founded the East London Christian Mission, now known as the Salvation Army. Happy birthday, Salvation Army. I actually am going to make a trip down there eventually. We have... that's where we donate most of our stuff. So, 1867, the first U.S. elevated railroad service began in New York City. All right, elevated rail.
All right. Before you go on there, I don't have the picture, but I have some more context here.
All right.
The first letter ever sent in the USA with postage was sent on July 7th, 1847, from Philadelphia to Boston. This letter was sent using the first postage stamp issued by the United States, which were designed by Rawdon Wright and Hatch and Edison, a prominent printing company in New York City. The letter was sent by Samuel B. Ruggles, a prominent lawyer and businessman, to his friend William F. Milton in Boston. This letter was a simple note written on a plain sheet of paper and was sent using the first class mail service, which was introduced in 1847. The letter was stamped with a 5-cent postage note, which was the first postage stamp issued by the United States. The stamp featured a portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, and it was printed on the back of a paper with a red grid pattern. This letter is considered a significant milestone in history in the United States postal office, as it has marked the beginning of the use of postal stamps in this country.
Well, I want to time out there because right at the beginning, scroll up, there's a discrepancy. July 7th, 1847. We just read an article about July 2nd, 1847. So how can... This is obviously the same event, but we have a 5-day discrepancy here. That's odd.
I just went with the 1847. I didn't pay attention to July 7th, I guess. But, yeah. Well,
maybe that's when it arrived. Maybe that's when it arrived.
Maybe.
Yeah. You know, like, because they probably wouldn't mark it official until it got there, and now it's been done, you know? Like, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But I think this is the exact same thing. Like, I think what you're reading is the exact same letter that we just spoke about here. It's just a 5-day discrepancy, as I said, but that might be, you know. Anyway, let's see here. What do we got? 1865. We got that. Do you want to tell us about 1881?
1881, U.S. President James Garfield shot by Charles D. a disappointed officer seeker. What's a seeker? Office seeker. Sorry.
So I think
Garfield dies 79 days later.
Yeah. So I think he might have been like running for president or something.
It was okay. I'm like officer seeker. What the hell is an officer seeker?
Well,
office seeker. Obviously, yeah.
Well, I mean that also makes sense. If you're an officer seeker, what better way to get an officer's attention than by shooting somebody? You know.
Oh, yeah.
Police! Police! Wait a minute! Bam! Police! Like, now you got their attention. You want to tell us about 1890?
1890, U.S. Congress passes Sherman Antitrust Act.
I gotta look that up here really quick. What is that?
To look that up.
Sherman Antitrust Act. Let's see here. It broadly prohibits 1, anti-competitive agreements, and 2, unilateral conduct that monopolizes or attempts to monopolize the relevant market. Okay, so basically, it's against monopolies. Anti-monopoly.
Which clearly doesn't exist today.
Yeah. Oh my god! Well, what is it like? Every media thing in the world, like be it radio, newspaper, magazine, you know, like TV, whatever, streaming service, everything is owned by like one of 5 different companies or something, like in the entire world. If it's even that much, probably.
Yeah, if you don't know, there's 5 companies that rule us.
It used to be 7, but then I know it's 5.
7.
Yeah.
And we won't get into the families that are above them. But,
yeah. Well, like, you know, Rupert Murdoch. So, yeah. Anyway.
Mars family is an interesting read.
Yep. The Mars, yeah, that's right. We saw a video about them.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, how they're poisoning your animals and then treating them. Not curing your animals, of course, but treating them. Yeah. So, what do we got? Let's jump into the 1900s here. We got a mustache.
1900. First flight of the Zeppelin LZ-1, a dirigible airship designed by Graf Ferdinand and von.
That's one guy.
Grand Ferdinand von Zeppelin. Oh, that's where you got the name. And Lake Constance near Germany.
But yeah, no, Zeppelin, you know, we all know Zeppelin's the airships, but, you know, they got their name because of Graf von Zeppelin here. He basically, he invented a style of airship that's known as a Zeppelin. So.
That's cute.
Yep.
1901, Butch Cassidy and the Sun-Gas Kid rob a train of $40,000. Woo! What's that like? $500,000
Let's check it out. 1901.
in today's monies.
Oops, wrong button. Hold on a second. There we go. 1901, $40,000 would be $1,477,961.76 today. Wow, that's a heist.
Ooh.
$1 million heist. So, you know, that's GTA levels right there.
How do you just not retire after that? You're like,
I mean,
good.
maybe he did, or maybe he got caught later. And I don't know.
Invest in a few things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think people really understood the concept of investment, you know, back then.
Most, yeah.
So.
Most, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And 1903 National League MLB batting champion Ed Delahanty disappears after being removed and intoxicated from a train by force. Found dead in bottom of Niagara Falls 2 weeks.
What the hell? So he got forcibly removed from a train car for being inebriated, and then they found him dead 2 days later at the bottom of Niagara Falls? That's a story?
Wow.
I wonder if there's
I feel like we're missing some context.
Yeah, definitely. What happened? They should make a movie if there isn't one already. Like, somebody needs to dig into that. That is one hell of a, you know, historical event to look into.
I'll look into that.
Yeah.
You go. I'll check it out.
All right. 1903, pitcher Jack Dosher debuted for the Chicago Cubs, the first son of a major leaguer to play MLB. His father was Herm, so I guess Herm Doshner, who played from 1882 to 1892. Wow, nice. And then 3 years later, 1906, Yanks win by forfeit for the first time. All right, that's I'm not sure when the Yanks first formed, but. Yeah. 1911, the Detroit Tigers legend Ty Cobb hit his 40th straight game in 14... What? Oh, hit in his 40th straight game. Okay. In 14-6 rout of Cleveland, streak ends the next game. That's unfortunate. So, wow. So, like, for 40 games straight, he hits. That's really good. 1912. I'm 100 years too fast. Horn and Hardin opened its first New York City Automat, a self-service restaurant. And for those for those who don't really know what an Automat is, it's basically if you go to like these you go to a 7-Eleven or any other quickie mart, they have that the sandwich areas, the pre-made stuff. Like it's basically an entire restaurant of just that. You go in and you find your food, like how most college cafeterias are these days. Everything's all pre-made, pre-wrapped. You just top your plate with all the stuff that you want, and then you go pay at the cashier, and then you enjoy your food. Actually, I think a lot of hospital restaurants are like that, too. So, but yeah, this is an automat. Like, the walls are just lined with all the variety of options, and you just pick what you want, pay, and then eat. You know? I wonder why, that didn't really... Well, it probably did take off in its own way, Anyway, moving on up to 1950.
There was an investigation done on this, and not much more than what you think it would be, and either a drunken accident, a suicide, or possibly a robber or murder. So, they don't.
So the usual suspects.
Yeah. He was talking about death that night, if, whatever that means.
Well, something happened.
He was drunk.
Yeah.
Some drunks talk about death, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of people talk about death when they get drunk, and they're still here.
Yeah.
So that doesn't lead to anything.
Yep.
All right, where are we at? 1915.
Yes, we are.
1915. Alex Munter, an instructor in Germany at Cornell University, explodes a bomb in the U.S. Senate reception room. What?
What?
I feel like that needs more context as well. Was this done on an accident?
Well, you mispronounced his first name. It's Eric, not Alex.
Oh, Eric.
Hey, it wasn't us Alexes. Don't blame the Alex Mafia. I'm a member of that mafia. It wasn't us this time. We may have led Russia, but we don't blow up bombs in the Senate. That's for sure.
You burned libraries, though.
No, that was Napoleon. We housed the library.
That was Alexander the...
No. Alexander the Great founded Alexandria, Egypt, and then Napoleon.
Napoleon.
Actually, no. Sorry, so no, it wasn't Napoleon. It was Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar burned the libraries in Alexandria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn Italians.
He built the libraries.
You know, what's it with all the bibbity boobity burning of the books, you know?
1916, Lenin says imperialism is caused by capitalism.
I mean, look around you. I can't disagree. I'm not a communist. I'm not a supporter of, Lenin's manifestos or Marxists or any of that. But, I mean...
I don't know. With all these government systems, it's kind of like picking the president. You gotta just pick the one that's not gonna blow up the earth.
Yeah.
It's the South Park between a turd sandwich and a douche.
A giant douche, yeah. Yeah. Well, see, that plays into the idea, the false ideology that we're only in a bipartisan system. We have third parties, but people don't vote for that or whatever the reason. Maybe the system doesn't record those votes. I don't know. But we got to get out of this bipartisan system. We really do.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. There should be like 10 people up there arguing with each other, and it should be like when we have debates, it should be 10 people up there, and it should be like, okay, we're gonna have debates on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and that's just me throwing an idea out there.
But I mean, case in point, George Washington, our first president, of course, unaffiliated. He was the first one.
Could have became king.
Yeah, could have become king. But then we have a Federalist, then we have a Democratic Republican, yada, 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 National Republican, Democratic Whig, Democratic Whig, Democratic, Republican, and the National Union. Some of these, Abraham Lincoln was part of two parties, Republican and the National Union. The one after him, Andrew Johnson, was National Union and Democratic. So, our founding fathers warned us about a bipartisan system, and we had other parties. We had unaffiliated, Federalist, Democratic, Republic. So at one point, both Democrats and Republicans were the same party. At some point, they split.
Two? Can you determine when it just became Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat?
Let's see here. Republican, National Union, National Union, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat. I think we hit it. Yeah, we're already back. We're already in Eisenhower, so we're way into it. So,
right
here,
okay.
Grant
started with It started with Grant.
Huh? Who was a general in the Civil War?
I wonder if there's just something to that. Why did it start with Grant? I
don't know, but we had 4 in a row: Republican, Rutherford B. Hayes, Garfield, and then Chester A. Arthur, and then Cleveland came in with Democrat. And then we started to do our hop jump, red, blue. Then we have a streak of 3 reds: McKinley, Roosevelt, and William Howard Taft. And then we had Woodrow Wilson, that piece of shit. Then we have Harding, Coolidge, and Hoover. And then Roosevelt and Truman. Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson. So, I
gotta do more research into Wilson. I want to find out if it was under his watch or if it was really under his wife's watch that the Fed came in.
Maybe. I mean, but Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Johnson were actually in 2 different parties: Republican, National Union, or National Union and Democrat. Although Andrew Johnson, his vice president, was vacant throughout presidency, so he didn't have a vice president. And actually, what was really interesting is early on, they actually had if you had an election between 2 people, the winner of course gets the presidency, but the loser becomes the vice president. And that sounds good on paper, but in action, the vice president, very much like how politics are today, the vice president started abusing his powers to, battle the president, and then nothing gets done. Like, you can't really two kings this shit. And that's really unfortunate, Human nature gets in the way. Anyway, let's get back on track here. 1921, we have a couple here. If you want to.
1921 in boxing's first $1 million gate, 1.7 million world heavyweight champion Jack Dempsey KO's Frenchman Georgios Carpenter in round 4 of his third title defense. Crowd 91,000 at Boyle's 30 Acres, Jersey City.
Huh. All right. So that's interesting. Like, first $1 million gate, instead of just $1 million, it's 1.7. It's damn close to 2. Like, that's a heck of a jump. It's like, we're gonna go from
a lot of money back then.
We're gonna go from 900,000 to 1.7 million. Why don't we just go to 1 million? Like, why are we almost doubling the number? That's ridiculous. But this one's an eyebrow raiser here.
1921, Warren G. Harding signs a joint congressional resolution declaring the official end of war with Germany.
So yes, despite all the armistice and all that stuff, being signed on November 11th, 1918, ending the First World War, the U.S. was still, in technicalities, at open war with Germany for another 3 years. That's wild. Moving on up to 1926, we have the U.S. Army Air Corps was created. Distinguished Flying Cross was authorized to award heroism or extraordinary achievement while participating in an aerial flight. All right. 1927, Jericho. We all know about the biblical story about Jericho, the walls of Jericho, the horn of Jericho, or whatever it was, Well, we have a kind of a repeat here. The Jericho earthquake in Palestine killed about 500 people. Whoa.
Ooh.
Pardon me. So that makes me wonder if there's some Israelite over there blowing a horn and trying to conquer it again, as they do. So, 1932, FDR made the first presidential nominating conventional acceptance speech. So not just his first, but the first. So, presidential nominating, whatever the heck this is, this was the first one.
Speak. Get up there and speak.
Yep. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why 1932 snuck in here before 1928. So we have British Parliament reduced the age of women who can vote to 21, the same as men. Representation of the People Act of 1928.
Oh, wow. So
they could vote, but older. It sounds like.
Makes sense. What was that? Who said that?
Well, I think that there should be a universal license, a right to vote, a right to access the internet, a right to drive, not a right, but the privilege to drive. Everything major things like that should be a universal license, an Omni license, if you will.
Yeah.
That you.
If you're old enough to go and die for the country, you should be old enough to do whatever the hell you want in this country.
Well, there's the rub, and that's a whole conversation, because I want to make the age for this license be 25 in the bare minimum, if not 27 or 28. But usually by then, people are a lot wiser, to the happenings of the world and a lot less susceptible to propaganda and to be caught up in the oh, I'm going to join the military and get honor for the family and all that stuff, know? There's a reason why they recruit in high school, because kids are dumb as shit. And, they think they know, but they don't. It's funny, children, adolescents, they're brutally honest. So for a time, from birth until 12 years old, people are smart. From 12 until 25, they're dumb. And then from 25 and on, they're smart again. It's like they go through a retardation and then they come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because they get, you know, like teenagers, they think they know the whole world. It's like, oh, I know more than my parents. No, you don't. You don't know crap. You have to ask permission to use the bathroom. You think you know anything? Please.
It's like they're saying, if you're a liberal before the age of 35, you're heartless. But if you're not a conservative by the age of 35, you're dumb.
Yeah. Anyway, we also have in 1928 the Jenkins Television Corporation, owned by Charles Jenkins, went on air with W3XK, the first television broadcasting station in the U.S. All right. And we already read this one, so let's give you this other 32 here. This guy, golf.
1932, American golfer Walter Hagen wins his 5th and last Western Open at Cleveland, 16 years after he won his first. Nice. That's how you go out, man.
Yeah. He had fun for 16 years.
I'm done.
Yep. Kind of reminds me of something we saw the other day about 2 shaky old white people arguing about golf scores.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's see here. What do we got? 1933. Where do you go? Here we go.
New York Giants pitchers Carl Hubble works 8 innings of shutout ball without a walk to beat St. Louis Cardinals 1-0.
18 innings. Yeah.
That's nuts, man.
I mean, you know, they put their all in the game back then. You know, people were a lot harder, you know? Like, nowadays, somebody can barely even, like, you know, play, like, 1 round. And before, oh, we got to retire the pitcher. His arm's tired. Boo-hoo. It's like...
Yeah, we got to put on our 4th pitcher, you know.
There's no crying in baseball.
No crying in baseball. Big movie. 1935, Great Britain amateur boxing team beats United States in the first international Golden Gloves tournament in New York City, New York.
Oh, wow. So not only did we get defeated by a bunch of tea drinkers, but they beat us at home. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's bad.
Huh. Amateur hour here. Come on, guys. Oh.
1937, Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan disappear flying over the Pacific Ocean en route to Howland Island. Noam is declared dead the following year, and Earhart is declared the year after, 1939. Why is there a year discrepancy?
I don't know. Like, there's
did they
always...
find Noonan? They never found Earhart, but did they find Noonan?
You know what? Let's look at this. Fred Noonan. Was Fred Noonan found? Body found. Let's see here. Okay, declared dead. Well, he was that's right there. He was declared dead, like in absentia. So I guess they never found the body. So, but there is a theory that, like, you know those huge crabs, like the 3 foot wide ones, like the big ones that come on land and shit. There's a theory that Amelia Earhart actually survived the crash and ended up on an island that had those crabs, and they ate her.
Ooh.
Because they found some. I believe they found some bones, some human bones that kind of match the description. You know, of like, like I'm not sure if they did DNA evidence on. They probably wouldn't even have DNA evidence, but they found some bones matching the description. And it was in the general area, so they believe that she did survive, ended up on the island, and got eaten by a bunch of crabs. Because they are omnivores. Like, those crabs, like, they're opportune hunters. They will eat anything they can, you know?
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. Like, actually, hold on a second. Let's see here. Giant crabs. Not these guys. That looks... I think that might be real, but hold on a second. Giant land crabs. Trying to find a picture. Hold on a second. Giant crab trash can. These ones here. These things. That'd be terrifying to be eaten by those things. Holy cats, man.
Oh,
Anyway. What else do we got here? 1940, Indian independence leader Subhas Chandra Bose was arrested and detained in Calcutta. Yeah, arresting the political dissidents, of course. 1941, Joe DiMaggio hit a 3-run homer off Boston's Dick Newsom to pass Willie Keeler's MLB record 44-game hitting streak. All right. And here we go again. They're just labeling him a baseball player. He's a legend. Probably not a legend, but at least a Hall of Fame, deserves that. While that was happening, we have an awful article here in 1941 as well. We have a Nazi mass murder in Lvov/Limburg, resulting in 7,000 deaths. Wow. Yikes. Oh. 1943, Lieutenant Charles Hall became the first black U.S. citizen pilot to shoot down a Nazi plane. All right. Cool.
Nice.
I wonder if he was part of, the Flying Tigers or whatever. The blacks had their own squadron. I still have yet to see that movie. I gotta see it. So.
I don't think I've seen it.
You know what? We have neither of us have seen it. Let's watch it at some point. Black
put it in the queue so we remember.
Pilot movie. Yeah. Let's see here. Red Tails. Yeah, that sounds about
Red
right.
Tails.
Yeah. I gotta watch that. We gotta watch that. And we're a couple days late, but we still gotta watch Only the Brave. It's a really good movie. And gotta finish up. I'm drinking tea, so I'm getting caffeinated. We gotta finish up. Lord
of the Rings.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Anyway, what do we got here in 1949?
1949, the state of Vietnam is internationally recognized, governing the southern half of Vietnam with Bao Dao as chief of state.
Yeah, so that's South Vietnam. So when Vietnam, actually, yeah, that's after. Actually, let me get so after World War II, France became a country again. They already owned Vietnam and all that stuff, and then Ho Chi Minh later on formed North Vietnam, the communist section, because they're like, why should we should be ruled under the French boot, stuff like that. Well, anyway, 1950. Oh, they recognize this guy as a Hall of Famer. That's not fair.
1950, Cleveland Indians pitcher Bob Feller wins his 200th MLB game, 5-3, Detroit Tigers.
Huh. I think the music may be a little loud, so I'm going to try to reduce it a little bit.
A little bit.
Trying to reduce it. Come on, move. Oh well. There we go.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. I have to
1950. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
1951, Bill Vicks buys St. Louis Browns from Bill and Charlie Duet after 1953 season sells franchise to Clarence Miles. Team moves to Baltimore Orioles.
So they became the Orioles, or the Orioles, or however you pronounce them. The Oreos.
That's why I say Oreos.
Huh.
1955, U.S. Open Women's Golf, Wichita GC, or
Golf club. Golf course.
Faye Crocker beats St. Louis Sugg and Mary Bella Falk by 4 to become the tournament's first overseas winner.
Nice.
All right. Go with it. Nice.
Ooh. 51. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. What is going on? Why is 55 before 51? Something's weird. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoop.
My bad.
1951, late astronomers discover radio
Astronomers?
astronomers discover radio signal out of Milky Way system.
Wow. So that's a radio outside of our galaxy. So probably like solar activity or something, but yeah. All the way back in 1951. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 1952, Princess Beatrice opens miniature city of Madoradem. Madoradem?
Miniature
Miniature city. What
city.
is?
Oh, so it's literally
Oh,
like a tiny city, like Legoland, but like it's a model.
oh,
Huh?
that
Have
looks pretty nice for being outside.
it
It's got no
does.
wear and tear, nothing to it.
And they probably do touch ups on it and everything, but like it has its own little
Look,
river. That's cool.
oh wow, that's neat.
Yeah. Have you seen Miniature Wonderland?
No.
It's awesome. Hold on a second. Miniature Wonder. I believe it's the world's largest miniature railway thing. And like they have all sorts of cities, all sorts of things. Like this is just one section of it. It's going like through the Swiss Alps, I believe. But
Hmm.
like it's this
That's really
huge
cool.
thing. Like they have what is this picture? That's Vegas. I was getting
Yeah.
confused by the Empire State Building being next to the Eiffel Tower, but then I saw the Luxor, so I'm like, oh, that's Vegas. But like they have all sorts of like all over the world. They have little like sections, and they even have an airport that has the Millennium Falcon. Like hold on a second,
Nice.
yeah, like I gotta show you the video. Um, they have a little airport actually. Hold on, let's see. Miniature Your Wonderland Millennium Falcon. Yeah, here we go. Star Wars Falcon emergency landing at Miniature Wonderland. So here it's coming.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but this is part of that that whole. It's a huge like building, and but this is they have it landed at the airport, and they have a whole system. Like they have like like the trucks and everything
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Like it's all automated. It's like I gotta show you. Remind me. I gotta show you. I'll have it up here on my tab so I can show it to you. Um, but Miniature Wonderland, it's phenomenal. Anyway, let's get back to the history here. Elvis Presley. Ooh.
Oh yeah. 1956, Elvis Presley records Hound Dog and Don't Be Cool at RCA Studio, New York City.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog crying all the
Run
time.
all the time.
I forgot the lyrics. So, but 1957. Ooh. Okay, here we go.
First submarine designed to fire guided missiles is launched, called the Grayback.
Dang. Grayback
Oh,
submarine,
right.
1957. Let's take a look at this here. Grayback, 1957. Oh, well, 1957. Oh, all right. Okay. Okay, I see how they did it. Okay, so they stored the missiles, it looks like, in these tubes up here.
Uh,
So it looks like they launched, like, horizontally or something. Like, because we all... Man, that is scary. So they have the missiles designed to launch past the conning tower. Do you see that?
yeah,
That's scary. Like, instead of going up, they're going, like, right by your head.
yeah.
Yikes.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Actually, no. No. I was wrong. Never mind. I'm stupid. No. Maybe they pulled them out and then they launched them here because they looks like there's like a missile or something. Like it's a very small image. Let's see if I can find a bigger image. I cannot. Well, this tells me the history of the Grayback. Okay, yeah. So they didn't launch the missiles out like that. They brought them out and then they launched them that way. You see that picture?
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that makes more sense. Anyway, moving on up to 1957, Pope Pius XII published encyclical La Pèlerinage de l'Orlus. What does that even mean? Let's see here.
Gabadoo.
Bibbidi bobbidi.
Baby.
It includes warnings against materialism on the centenary of the apparitions at Lourdes. It was given at Rome, yada yada. The encyclical recalls pleasant memories of the pilgrimage to Lourdes, which Pope Pius XII undertook as papal delegate at the Eucharistic and Marian celebrations of 1937. The Pope reminds the faithful of France that every Christian land is a Marian land, and that, quote, there is not one nation redeemed in the blood of Christ which does not glory in proclaiming Mary its mother and patrons, end quotes. He then recalls the history of Marian veneration, the history of Lourdes, and the contribution of the popes to her veneration in Lourdes. All right. A little history lesson on that. 1961, amidst 5 New York Yankee homers versus Washington, Roger Maris hits 29th and 30th en route to the 61 for the season. All right. So he's on his way to 61 home runs. That's a lot of home runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1962, Fidel Castro. Why is this out of order? Actually, hold on a second. Okay. It's not even in, so this is off of main source. Fidel Castro and Cuba. Okay, well, who cares about this? That's when they arrived, so I'm just going to delete that. So why don't you take this other 1962 here? We were talking about this
1962, Sam Walton opened his first Walmart store in Rogers, Arkansas.
Ah.
It begins.
Yeah. It begins. And have you seen the I Am Confusion? Let's see here.
So I am confusion. Why is this one Kansas, but this one is not Arkansas? America, explain! Explain! What do you mean in Arkansas?
She makes a point. Why is it not Arkansas? It's spelled the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need to explain.
Spell it Arkansas, right? Get the fuck out of here. If you're gonna call it Arkansas, spell it Arkansas.
Yeah. ARKANSAW. Arkansas.
Oh,
put the W French in there. You know?
Wannabes.
Yeah. Anyway.
1963, San Francisco Giants legend Willie Mays breaks up classic Juan Martials versus Warren Spahn pitching dual homering in 16th inning off Spahn for 1-0 win versus Milwaukee Braves.
All right. And I gotta say this, I'm not sure if I've said this around you before. Willie Mays, that picture there reminds me of every time my dad is looking for his glasses. I just can't seem to find them. They're on your face, Pops. Come on, man. You could read the 1964 if you want. I've already deleted it from my script because it's a whatever. But it's up to you.
I will go to Lewis. U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed Civil Rights Act and voting rights into law. Awesome.
I don't know about that. Johnson was a monster. Remember, he had Kennedy killed. Or he was involved in it, at least.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, he was a monster. And he prolonged war in Vietnam, I think. Yeah. Yeah, he did. So... okay, I don't know what this architect one is, so I'm getting rid of that one. Oh, do you want to talk about Wimbledon?
All right, 1966, Wimbledon's women's tennis. American Billie Jean King beats Maria Bueno of Brazil 6-3. 3-6 and 6-1 for the first of her 12 Grand Slam single titles. Nice.
Man, now I want to go to Denny's. Grand Slam.
Get yourself a Grand Slam.
Do they even have those anymore? Like,
is there even a Denny's anymore?
There is a Denny's up the street, I think, still here.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I haven't been to there
They're
in
all
like
done
a couple
from
years.
this area.
Yeah. I do know that they're closing around the Bay Area and all that stuff because of all the rampant crime, you know? So. Oh, so you, go ahead.
1964 U.S. President. I did that one.
Yeah.
1966, first France nuclear test. Ooh, on Moralto.
Yeah, first France. So now France is a nuclear nation. Have I shown you the video of all the atomic explosions before?
I don't believe so.
Okay, well, let me line this up too.
Like where they've all happened?
Yeah, every nuclear
Every atomic bomb
explosion since 1945. Here we go. So yeah, here we go. This is a time lapse of that, and this actually it ends at like the 90s, when some kind of like nuclear treaty or nuclear test treaty or something happened. So it doesn't count all of Kim Jong Un's and Kim Jong Il's stuff.
Yeah.
But like I gotta show you the video, but like let's see if I can go over here. Here we go.
Just like super fast forward it.
Well, it shows here 2,000 something 3 in total, the worldwide, and we have the UK, France, China, US. I know that's Russia up there. The US, Pakistan, India, and China are all nuclear nations. Of course, it doesn't show Israel. So, but yeah, I gotta show you this whole video. It's alarming. It's a scary video. So, hey, welcome back, Hollywood. Let's see here. Moving on up to 1970, we have the Prevention of Incitement, Incitement to Hatred Act, Northern Ireland is introduced. It proves difficult to secure convictions under its provisions and is seldom enforced. And of course, during the Troubles, we spoke about that the other day. 1972, U.S. pole vaulter Bob Seagren broke world record for the fourth and final time with 5.63 meters in Eugene, Oregon, and that is incredibly impressive. He broke his own record 3 times, or whatever, or not his own record probably, but he broke the same record in the same sport 4 times. It says here. So whoever broke it before, I'm not sure if he broke his own record or if he's breaking somebody who broke his, but like. That's very impressive to break, to do it multiple times. So
yeah,
breaking your own record makes you like a predecessor. Yeah,
I guess so. To yourself. So
yeah,
yeah.
Kudos to him.
And really interesting, and I have a feeling that this was intentional, but we have 1976, the formal reunification of North and South Vietnam. Remember we spoke about earlier in 1949. When Vietnam had their own thing, hold on, let me scroll back up here really quick. 1949, yeah, the state of Vietnam is internationally recognized, governing the southern half of Vietnam with Bao Dai as chief of state, as you said earlier, King. So same date, calendar wise, different year. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's relevant, huh?
Well, not relevant, but I have a feeling that the formal reunification occurred because of what happened in 1949. They're trying to, oh look, we're matching the date. How cute, how humans operate.
Yeah, right. Could never be an enigma.
Yeah. 1976, we have the Ramble Inn attack. The Ulster Volunteer Force killed 6 civilians, who were 5 Protestants and 1 Catholic, in a gun attack at a pub near Antrim. The pub was targeted because it was owned by Catholics. So.
And it's in the year 76, man. 1776 is when it all started. So.
Yeah. Well, what was the quote from Juan Swanson? History started in 1776. Everything before was a mistake.
Well, they say George Washington, it was like a revolutionary,
Oh, definitely. Him and his buddies, they all were.
Yeah, yeah, and then everybody after him was just an imposter, they say.
Huh. Well, anyway.
I don't know. Could be.
We have another 1976 here. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled death penalty not inherently cruel or unusual. Yeah, I agree.
No, that goes to the tree.
If you throw your life away, then you should have the death penalty. If you kill another person,
yeah. It costs $1 million to keep somebody in prison for life. With inflation, it's probably $1.2 million now.
Yeah. But hey,
execution is almost free.
Yeah, it is. But hey, we were talking about this the other day. Specifically, you were, Hollywood. If you want to look at my screen here, if you want to read this article.
What would be that? Check it out. Oh, Susie B, huh?
Yeah. Care to read?
Well, in 1979, the Susan B. Anthony dollar is issued first U.S. coin to honor a woman.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we were talking about, different coinage, right, the other day?
Yeah.
I thought it was way older than that. I thought that went back almost to like date with the Liberty coin and shit.
No. It was far much later, because she's a woman, and there definitely were like things, squashing women's rights and all that stuff. So it takes a while. But
and then they pondered it out with that Sacagawea coin, didn't they?
No, Sacagawea is a different coin.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Sacagawea was the Native American female who worked with Lewis and Clark in their expedition. To
Yeah. She went across the trail.
Yeah. Susan B.
Anthony. I thought her coin was a dollar coin too, or maybe it's just worth $1 then.
I think it is a dollar coin. I think it is a dollar coin. Like we just have a couple different dollar coins.
Yeah. It's $1 too. Yeah.
But Susan B. Anthony.
Yeah. I thought they just progressed.
Susan B. Anthony got her claim to fame when she voted when women didn't have the right to vote. Like she dressed up as a man or something and voted and then she was caught and she was fined $1 or something. I don't know.
No offense, but looking at that picture, it ain't gonna be hard to do.
Wow. Rude. Damn, dude.
No.
Anyway, King, we got one of the greatest movies of all time here.
1980 comedy film Airplane, written and directed by David Zucker, Jim Abrams, and Jerry Zucker, and starring Robert Hayes and Julia Haggerty premieres.
Oh.
I love Airplane.
You never saw Airplane?
Wasn't that with the Naked Gun dude was in that shit too?
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen. Time out. Let's rewind. King, did you say you haven't seen Airplane?
No, I have seen Airplane.
Okay, good. I almost lost the gasket there, dude. Like, woof.
Of course I've seen Airplane.
Like I would end the show right now to go watch it. Like, sorry, what did you say, Hall?
Oh, I said Timmy grew up on that turntile cable box, man. He definitely seen Airplane.
Oh, of course, yeah. And let's try not to use our real names on the air. That'd be just a safety security.
All right, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
shit.
No worries.
Yeah.
Ooh, here we go. We got another 1980.
1980, Grateful Dead guitarist Bob Weir, drummer Mikey Hart, and manager Danny Rifkin arrested for suspicion of inciting a riot after the concert at San Diego, California.
Was it that rowdy?
Well, you know what
I guess so.
I have something to say. Fuck the police.
I thought this was a peaceful protest.
Coming straight
those,
out the
those are
underground.
bears of violence.
Yeah, they're just.
Bears are violent.
It's just because the police don't like things, so they abuse their powers and arrest people on suspicions and crap, and they
they do.
They find loopholes to skirt the law and do things that are supposed to not be happening, but so.
Well, yeah, that's the whole narrative of the loophole is we make it up as we go along type shit.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on up to 1982. In South Africa, the Internal Security Act was passed, giving massive powers to the authorities to investigate any organization or publication. And, this is during the final throes of apartheid, so they're really trying to keep the blacks on their foot over there. Really unfortunate. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if you think about it, I want to say we're one of the only countries in the world, dude, who segregate ourselves by race. Like if we go to another country, whether we're white, black, or Hispanic, we're considered Americans. But only in our country do we not consider ourselves that way. It's kind of bizarre.
You are correct to a certain percentage. I'm not sure that we're the only country that does things like that, but like Gabriel Iglesias makes a whole point when he went to Saudi Arabia to do a show. He was called. That was the first time in his career he was called an American comedian. Like out here in the States, he's always he goes on a whole thing about how he's always called a Latina comedian or like Latino comedian. He's like, no, he is a United States comedian who happens to be Latino, because because if he really was from Latino, his premiere would be showed on Telemundo, not Comedy Central, as he says. You know, like
yeah.
Like,
I mean they I don't know why they always try to like segregate shit into different columns and shit like that. It just creates chaos, bro.
Exactly, the system
it's
wants
on purpose.
Yeah. A quote from Abraham Lincoln: "A house divided itself cannot stand." Well, that's what it's all trying to do. But let's stay on track here with the history. What do we got here in 1982, Sir King? This is pretty funny.
1982, Larry Walter rises to 16,000 feet over Los Angeles using a lawn chair and 42 helium balloons. Wow.
Well, now we gotta fly King out here to L.A. and use 40 balloons and put him up to 20,000 feet. So, get him a jacket and some oxygen. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
You down for that, King? Do you want to break a record?
That'd be awesome.
Break 2 records. You could make your own records up. I'll just sit here with my eyes open. One eye open the longest.
Huh. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's already a record.
Yeah, everything is, dude, when you look at it, But I was reading somewhere, dude, that the Guinness Book of World Records, it's like you can, you have a high record, but it may or may not be the Guinness record in the world.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that shit is paid to play,
Well, every Guinness record, you have to pay them to come out and accommodate them, and like everything's on your dime. So,
yeah.
But like, there are some records Guinness has said to you that they're no longer accepting things for because they're too dangerous. So
there is some wild stuff out there.
Like, you can be the person who shoves the most, cocktail spoons up your ear canal. That doesn't mean it'll be recognized.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I remember when I was in like 3rd grade, dude, there was some kid in my class, dude, his mom was in the Guinness Book of World Records, not as like a holder, but as like a runner-up type person with longest fingernails, dude. Her fingernails like coiled up like snakes, man, and were damn near to the ground.
Yikes.
Gross.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nasty.
it was, dude. They were like yellow and, dude, they were weird looking, bro.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is you can't hush the Rush. I am a fan of David Rush. I've become a fan of David Rush, Oh. Anyway, what do we got here in 1986? We got a butt chin guy.
1986, Boston Red Sox pitcher Roger Clemens, 14-0, suffers his first loss, 4-2 versus Toronto, 1 win short of AL record for consecutive wins to start the season.
Oh, man.
I'm surprised
That's
they're still
heartbreak.
validating that record since he got smashed out with dosing, and doping.
Oh, yeah, all of that just caused so
They took
much...
a Cy Young Award away and everything, dude.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they took Nolan Ryan's Cy Young Award, too.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. All of them are juicing. You're competing against dudes who compete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at Barry Bonds in the 80s, bro, and then look at him when he won the World Series. I mean, body smashed.
Didn't he start growing orange hair?
Dude, I don't even. I think that was Big Papi or one of those dudes who started growing orange hair. But now he's got kind of skin complexion, dude, to where he's completely unrecognizable.
Well, who is that one guy? There's some baseball player. He went from black to white, like his skin.
Yeah, that's
color.
what I'm talking about. That's Big Papi, dude.
What's his actual name?
Is it David or not David Ortiz?
No.
But used to play for the Red Sox, dude.
Oh, girl.
From the Dominican, dude. Who is
David
I'm trying
Ortiz.
to tip my tongue.
It says here Big Papa was David Ortiz, but it wasn't David Ortiz. That's some other guy.
Yep, no, it wasn't David Ortiz. It was another heavy hitter like that though.
But you know what I'm talking about? Like he started off black, and then at the end,
white,
he was
yeah,
white. Yeah,
he's got the Michael Jackson syndrome
oh
or
yeah,
whatever that.
vitiligo or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Vitiligo or something.
He was bleaching or something.
Yeah, the opposite of what Uncle Ruckus has apparently. So
yeah,
no relation.
I'm gonna go see who. I'm trying to think of who that is. It's on the tip of my tongue too, dude. He's like a superstar baseball player.
Yeah. It's somewhere. It's floating in my head, but it's just out of reach. It's like, oh, you almost got it.
Major home run hitter, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, while we're thinking about that, Sir King, you want to take 87 and the 289s?
1987, ThEoD is named the first female president of the Italian Chamber of Deputies.
All right. Cool.
Sammy Sosa, bro.
Sandy Koufax? Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa, bro.
Yeah. Fine.
That sounds right. I don't know why Sandy Koufax.
He's from the Dominican Republic, so he was a dark cat.
Then and now. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is what we were talking about.
Holy.
Yeah, he started off black and he ended up white. And you're like, I wasn't being racist. Like, dude, like, it's right there. Look it up. Like.
No, it's not. It's not being racist, dude. It's.
I know. I wasn't
legit,
talking to you. Dude. I was talking to anybody watching. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? He started off black and ended up white. It's like, right there. Like, that's what I'm talking about,
bro. His hair has even changed texture.
It did. Wow. He used to have the little, the curlies, and then now he has straight white. So he's straight up converted to a white person. What the hell?
Dude, I don't know, bro. I'm not really sure what happened there, but yeah, I guess that's a thing.
Oh my God, he became Italian. He got colonized by Italy just like Ethiopia. Oh my God.
Just like Ethiopia?
Yeah, no, they did.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do we have in 1989?
1989, American jockey Steve Copton wins Irish Derby and Old Vic to become the first rider in history to sweep the world's 4 major derbies: Kentucky, Epsom, French, and Irish.
All right. That's a good sportsman. Yeah. Moving on up to 1990, 1,426 pilgrims were trampled to death after a panic in a tunnel in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It seems like there's a lot of these tramplings and such, going to Mecca, like the Hajj, becoming a Haji and all that stuff. Like, this is like the third, fourth, some odd, trampling I've covered in the past year involving, Mecca. Yikes. Something's going on. 1990 as well, TV cooking show competition Master Chef was presented by Lloyd Grossman and created by Frank Rodham. First aired in the UK. So Master Chef. Yep. I wonder if they stole their idea from Shenny Graham Yell Rock too. Yeah.
I don't know. That dude's kind of tyrant, man. He's kind of mean as hell, ain't he? And all that food looks like crap.
Are you talking about
Master Chef?
Oh.
Dishes that they cook on there?
I don't know. I don't watch any of that crap. Like.
Well, yeah, they make like that weird ass, fancy rich shit.
Yeah, fancy rich shit. Yeah. Shit, I'm watching a cooking show. It's gonna be with some, some backwoods dude cooking some barbecue.
Dude, she better be like 450 pounds. Yeah. Way over her caloric diet.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit I want. I want some real food.
Yeah. Can order grilled.
Somebody who ain't afraid to eat,
Yeah. Well, we have something like I was singing one of their songs earlier, but King, you want to tell us about 1991?
1991 film Boys in the Hood, directed by John Singleton, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ice Cube, is released.
All right.
Remember that started some riots, didn't it?
Yeah.
Great movie.
Oh, the NWA, of course, they started a lot of riots. So, yeah.
Yeah, that Boys in people went wild on the Boys in the Hood, man, when it came out to theaters and shit. That's when people, I think, were really started taking movies out of context and shit, It's like, bro, it's just a cinema.
Yeah.
This isn't really happening, but I mean, it might be.
Well, I mean, Boys in the Hood, wasn't it, like, based off of their lives? Because, like, Ice Cube was a member of NWA and, like, all that stuff. Like, we saw, King and I saw Straight Outta Compton, that movie, a couple days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, the
about,
Boys in the Hood was just kind of like based on life and growing up in South Central, you know, as a young black man oppressed, you know, by the police and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the LAPD.
Yeah, which is scary as shit, right?
Yeah, they'll beat you.
You think?
Oh yeah. I mean,
they publicly have announced it and shown people this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're willing to pay you out for this. Yeah.
Pardon me. But,
I wouldn't want anything to do with that, dude. That's scary. That's scary shit, dude.
Yeah. We got another one here in 1993.
1993, John Pope II hospitalized for CAT scan.
Huh. Grandpa Pope, what's going on with you? So, what's going on with me? I can't stop sneezing. And while I'm busy dying from the nose, King, do you want to take the other 93 here?
1993, boat sinks at Boracay, Philippines. 325 died. Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yikes.
They were full up. Every seat filled. People sitting on laps.
Yep. I mean, you know, they obviously overdid, you
Definitely.
know, overcame the buoyancy, you know, like that's why there's regulations. You know, that's why, like, you know, you see in places like, you know, India, Indonesia, Philippines, like, you know, like all these, you know, second and third world countries.
The train huggers. Oh, yeah.
The train huggers.
That's what they're doing, man.
They are, yeah.
All hugging on the side of the train. Fucking. Oh.
I'm sitting here in like the California section of my brain is, oh my god, that's offensive. It's like, but it's like, but it's true. They are train huggers, you know? Like, it sounds like a derogatory term, but it's not.
It does.
Yeah. Oh, you train hugger.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to have to start using that. Oh, man. Anyway. 1998 here. You want to take this one, and then I'll start the next millennium?
Sweet. Harry Potter comes out in 1998. Chamber of Secrets, the second book in the series, is published by Bloomsbury in the UK.
Yep. I read the first couple of novels when I was a kid. Really good stuff. In the year 2000, Vincent Fox was elected the first president of Mexico from an opposition party, the Partido Acción Nacional, after more than 70 years of continuous rule by the Partido Revolucionario Institucional. So wow, 70 years of the same political party. We thought we got it bad. Well, we do got it bad out here in the States. We're under the dissolution that you know, we have a voice, and that, you know, it ping pongs back and forth between Democratic Republic, but they're two wings on the same bird, and it ain't an eagle, it's a vulture picking your ass, you know?
Well, they failed to tell you that just this year alone that Mexico had 32 assassinations of political candidates.
Oh yeah, that female, that female runner, like, she's killing off all of her opposition, and nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
So
that was nuts, man.
Yeah, that is some crazy shit, right? I almost heard it. I had to go check.
Neither did I, man. I'm like, nah, that's not true.
I mean,
oh shit, it's true.
Anybody who went up against her died.
All I can say is, if the pump fits, you know. I mean,
oh yeah, I mean that
female
definitely
activities.
may be some suspicious shit going on there. I mean, like, cartel, anyone?
Yeah. 2001. 2001 here, Abiocore self-contained artificial heart was created. All right. So that's pretty self-contained, like, you know, making a whole system. Artificial heart. That's some incredible, you know, progress scientifically right there. 2001 as well, the Bush administration announced that it will seek to let oil companies drill on about 1,500,000 acres in the Gulf of Mexico. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. And I think we're going to be talking about BP, actually, speaking about oil drilling later on. And then one more 2001 here. The United Nations Security Council, facing an almost certain Russian veto, agreed to postpone indefinitely a vote on the U.S.-led smart sanctions package for Iraq. No idea what that is about, but... And periodically checking to see if we have any comments. We don't. Sir King, do you want to tell us about 2002?
2002, Steve Fossett becomes the first person to fly solo around the world non-stop in a balloon.
Oh, hey. Now we can hit 2 records with you, King. We got to, put you on a lawn chair above LA and then just set you adrift.
I wonder how long that would take. Like,
I don't know. Hold on a second.
Again, with these things, man, it's a missing context. Like,
yeah.
Come on, there's more to the story than that.
Well,
how long did it take? Did he have to pack food? Did he sleep in it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, his end is a little concerning. He broke 3 of the 7 absolute world records for fixed wing aircraft. Okay, so he's a record breaker. But I've completely gone off track. Well, it says he just disappeared September 3rd, 2007 while flying a light aircraft over the Great Basin Desert between Nevada and California. Fawcett's plane was discovered wrecked in 2008. Wow.
Oof.
Yikes. So, but I'm not finding any. Oh, here's his record. What was this? 2005. Okay. 67 hours in the Virgin Atlantic Global Flyer. Nonstop. That's
not a balloon, though.
It's not. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Is this? 2006. He again circumnavigated the globe nonstop, but this is later. Actually, no. This is 2002. So hold on a second. 2002. Where? Okay, here we go. Solar balloon flight. Becoming the first person to complete an uninterrupted flight, but yada yada. I sat with co-pilot, yada yada yada. But why is it not? It's not telling me how long it took.
Huh.
Oh well. Anyway, if anybody can figure that out, please let us know in the comments section. But for sake of time, we got to keep going here. 2005, we have 10 live aid concerts were held around the world, organized by Bob Geldof to raise awareness of poverty. And as you can see on the primary source here, right here we have our 10 live concerts, and then we have the 10 live concerts, right here. So there are actually, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have 8 of the 10 are here.
How about, I don't know, a food drive? It's such an American idea. Like, I'm gonna get people more awareness of poverty. Let's have a concert. Like, what?
I'm pretty sure nobody needs to be raised awareness of poverty. We need to do something about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, we know it's there.
Do something.
Yeah. 2006, Michael Schumacher won U.S. F1 Grand Prix for the 5th time, and he was the first driver in any series to win 5 races at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Nice. And while that was going on, Sri Lanka's Sanath Jayasuriya, 152, and Upal Tirunga, 109, compile world record cricket ODI opening stand of 286 versus England at Headingley. All right. And you want to tell us about the NBA here? Why is this not playing? Why is this... Come on. Stupid music is not playing. There we go. All right. So what do we got here in 2008?
2008. 2008, a settlement is reached allowing former NBA franchise, the Seattle Supersonics, to move to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. New owner Clay Bennett agrees to pay City of Seattle $45 million to wriggle out of his last 2 years of key arena lease.
Wow.
Whew.
That's some tomfoolery going on, it sounds like. He wiggled out of a lease. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
2010, oil tanker truck explosion in South Kyiv, the Democratic Republic of Congo, kills at least 230 people. Oh my God.
Yeah. Whenever I see those tanker trucks out on the freeway, I stay as far away from them as I can. Like, I actually stay closer to septic trucks than I do, because I'd rather be covered in shit than blown up, honestly.
Yeah.
Like at least I can wash off and disinfect.
Or the trucks carrying giant trees and shit.
Oh yeah, after
Final Destination. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
After Final Destination, never again.
Nope.
Oh, wow. I wonder if this has something to do with Pfizer.
2012, GlaxoSmithKline settles the largest healthcare fraud case in history for $3 billion.
Wow. Like, I remember one of these, like, larger pharmaceutical companies, I think it was Pfizer, like, is on record for, like, the largest criminal something or whatever. Like, I'm not sure exactly. We have no comments here, so nobody's interacting to help us out live, unfortunately.
That's all right.
Yeah. But we got another in 2012.
No, you're right, dude. It's Purdue Pharma, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Purdue Pharma, dude. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay.
People who made OxyContin.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, they got sued.
Yeah, they got real rich.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones is always right.
Hey.
Always right.
They got to pay out something. Whatever. Yeah. I don't know, man. They had some real finicky shit going on in Florida, though, with, like, pill mills or something, I guess. I'm not sure, though.
Well, let's not forget about Bayer intentionally poisoning people with cyanide.
Oh, that Bayer aspirin?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was like...
Johnson baby powder.
Yeah.
People cancer.
Oh, yeah. You heard about that shit. Yeah.
Well, no, like, specifically Bayer aspirin, like, in the late 80s or early 90s, somewhere in there, there was an incident where, like, half a dozen or so people died of cyanide poisoning from taking aspirin pills, and they found there was traces of cyanide in Bayer aspirin. They later blamed a random lady for whatever reason, but I have a feeling Bayer...
for putting it in there or whatever. I remember that shit.
Yeah.
They said she was going from pharmacy to pharmacy poisoning it or whatever.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think Bayer did that intentionally, but yeah. Because they're an evil multi-billion-dollar company. Of course they can do that and get away with it, you know? So
that's where the whole narrative of aspirin's bad for you, dude. Take fucking, ibuprofen and acetaminophen or whatever.
Well, that's what Tylenol is. Tylenol literally is just ibuprofen with a different name. That's what it is.
Pretty much.
Like, it literally is the same chemical it's the same thing. Like, they just...
But real aspirin will take away will take a headache away, though.
Yeah, well, so will weed. So.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd probably rather take a real aspirin than a Tylenol, I guess. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I haven't had an aspirin in so long. I don't take pills. Like, I don't swallow good. Like, and, so, yeah.
Is that in your bio? Set yourself up for that shit.
Well, I knew it was coming.
Hey.
Anyway, let's get back on the track here. What happened in 2013 here?
2013, 16 people are killed and 200 are injured in protest clashes at Aarhart University against Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi.
Okay, can you please rename that? Can we reread the city? I can't let that slide. It's not...
Rename the city.
Yeah, it's not Cairo, it's Cairo. Like
Cairo.
Like
I've never seen Cairo spelled. So.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, dude. Like I let you slip on a lot of things, but you said Cairo, and I'm just like, I can't. Like.
Oh, feel free to correct me.
I let you slide a lot. Like, I just can't with.
Hey, he's just putting some slang on it, man. It's
Cairo.
It's new age funk.
It's new. Yeah, it's.
Cario. It's almost like karaoke.
I changed it for the modern audience.
Yeah, give them something to dance about.
Yo, we King's Refuge straight from the streets of Cario, homie G, dog, fo shizzle.
Excuses too.
Yo, you're messing with the Cario.
Oh my god. We're gonna get shot, guys. We're gonna get shot.
That's alright.
Here we go. I said earlier we were going to be talking about these people. Sir King, do you want to take this?
215. BP agrees to compensate U.S. government and Gulf states $18.7 billion for the 2010 Gulf of Mexico oil spill.
Yeah, billion with a B, not million, billion. Like,
And
we're sorry.
That's just a drop in the bucket to them. Yeah, cue the, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. They literally made it,
they summoned Cthulhu! Like,
they really made a commercial for it. I'm sorry.
you know what, I gotta bring that up. Hold on a second. Like, South Park, I'm sorry. Let's see here.
Hello, I'm sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. Sorry. We're sorry. I'm deeply sorry. Sorry.
Why? Oh my god. Anyway, moving on up to 2016, we have a large lorry bomb. And for those of you who do not know, lorry is British slang for a truck. So in Baghdad, killed at least 125 people and wounded 150 others. Islamic State claims responsibility. So not just a car bomb, a truck. A truck. Now, not like a big, like semi-truck, but like a British truck or something. Like, let's lorry. Like, let's just bring it up. Well, I guess that is a big Hong Kong truck, but I'm thinking more along the lines of like something like this. A medium truck, like that. So maybe that size here, if it ever. There we go, something like that. I wouldn't suspect terrorists to get a hold of like a freaking big rig. Oh, you never know. So anyway. 2017, New Jersey Governor Chris Krispy Kreme caused an uproar by having a day at the beach during his government shutdown of the beaches. Oh, of course. Yeah, he just wanted the beach all to himself.
Rules for thee.
And not for me. Yeah. Well, then again, he's so big, he probably needs the whole beach to himself. So. But then again, if he's there alone, they might think he's... I'm not going to shit on him.
Wasn't he a cokehead?
I don't know. I know Hunter is. Oh. Anyway, 2018, 270,000 people are now displaced by fighting in southwestern Syria, says UN since assault on rebel-held area 2 weeks ago. Yikes. Oh. 2018 as well, British drivers discovered 12 boys and their coach alive in Tham Long Nang Non Cove, Thailand, after having been trapped for 9 days by monsoon flooding. Yes. I've heard stories about that. Yeah, like... they were there to explore something, and they were caught off guard. Like the monsoon just came in out of nowhere, and the way the cave is set up, their exit path was underwater. Like they didn't come in underwater; it was dry when they went in. But then the monsoon came in, it flooded, and they couldn't get out. Like pitch black, nightmarish. So. 2019, Germany's Ursula von der Leyen is the first woman nominated to lead the European Commission, with France's Christine Lagarde, first woman nominated to lead the European Central Bank. Take what that from you will. Take from that what you will. Whatever. Yeah. Scary. 2019 as well. Why don't you take this, Sir King? Yeah, it is.
2019 newly discovered Lewis chess piece sells at auction for £735,000 in London.
Nice. And yeah, this chess piece looks like you when you're making a face. It even has a beard. 2020, British darts organization's commercial arm, BDO Enterprises Limited, went into liquidation due to lack of sponsorship. Oversaw original professional, semi-pro, and amateur competitions in Britain. And Sir King, do you want to take the last four here, and then I'll wrap us up?
In 2019, the last four here, 2020. Okay, 2020 Bridge Starts Organization commercial arm BDO Enterprises Limited goes into liquidation due to lack of sponsorship. Oversaw original professional, semi-pro, and amateur competitions in bridge. Another 1920 or 2020. Sorry. Funeral for slain Ethiopian singer Hachula Hundessa in Umbo amid nationwide unrest and his death that has killed over 80 people.
Wow. I can't believe I skipped over that one. I'm adding that in here. I'm talking about the landslide evidence, an exhibition, and a schooner. So, like from the script here, you have a 2020, and then two 2022s, and then a 2023. Or, yeah.
More than 2020, more than 160 people died after a landslide is made at Jade Mine in northern Taktent area in Myanmar.
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 Yeah.
2022, earliest evidence for the use of opium from the 14th century BCE found in burials at Tel Yahad, ancient Canaan, now Israel.
So now we know who to blame for opium. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. But that'll be a no. Ooh.
Oh.
We can't blame them, even though they've been directly linked to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2022 largest ever exposition of African fashion. Opens up in Victoria's Secret.
Wait, what?
Albert Museum in London.
Victoria and Albert. I don't think Victoria's Secret had anything to do with this.
Oh, it opens at Victoria and Albert. Yeah. I don't. My mind goes directly in the gutter, man. What could I say?
Victoria's Secret. Well,
2023 U.S. schooner Cuyahoga packet captured in Detroit River by the Provincial Marine, including top secret war correspondence.
I wonder what's going on with that. 2023. Well, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested in, including, but not limited to, all things pertaining to the show and or to the Omni Coalition. We're not just on Rumble and YouTube. We're also on BitChute and Odyssey and other places. So for links to those, once again, underbar, check out our link tree. And I highly implore you to go check out our sources, because we omitted so much history. It is astounding. Anyway, for your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 12 noon Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows. We have the Omni Coalition News Show coming up on Friday. It's weird, odd, unusual, notable events, weather, and sports at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. We have the Omni Coalition Show, Talk Show, which definitely we will be having this upcoming Monday. We've missed 2 weeks, and I just cannot let that stand. Still trying to get the Omni Kitchen up. Probably going to get that going after the summer when it's not too hot and, not worried about getting too heated in the kitchen and whatnot. King's Refuge here is actually waiting for the same reason to restart his whittling videos, and I'm actually really excited. I enjoyed watching those, honestly. We also have The Edge of Disclosure, which, it's really iffy if that's going to get off the ground. My UFOlogy guy is being very flaky. And Inosh, still got to get that going. But anyway, if you want to catch us live, if you're on the West Coast, it's 11 and 3, all for the Mountain 12 and 4, watch us for more. Central 1 and 5 for the Contrive, and East 2 and 6 for your fix. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
King's Refuge.
Alligators.
And you, viewer, of course, are you. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Deuces.
Alright, stop streaming here.
Alright, of course